So we're going to be doing a pick a card reading today. This is channeled messages from source. So we have group number 1, group number 2, and group number 3. This is a timeless reading, so feel free to revisit this at any point in time. And if you feel drawn to multiple groups, then by all means, go ahead and check them both out, or all 3 of them out. Number 1, so I got a song. What's love got to do with it? You can look that up on your own time if I don't end up linking it below. And as I say that out loud, I'm being drawn to this explosion of coins at the bottom of this card that says in the near future. And then them both pointing to, okay, so the way that they're describing this card is that this is a solo person being carried by an angel. Okay, so this angel actually has the 2 wings, and they're guiding this individual towards a very important relationship here that's disconnected currently. And then they're bringing me all the way down here, and they're saying, look at these 2. Look at these 2, and then look at this next, okay? So we're looking at the Six of Swords right now, and the way that it's being shown to me is the rapids right here are so intense that this man is not moving forward. He's actually stagnant in the water, and he's holding this down, this stick down, so that he doesn't get propelled backwards. So he's trying not to regress here. He's trying to at least stay still, if not move forward. And they're saying, yes, okay, the tide is going to change direction here. So you just have to be patient. And we support and agree with you to not push, to not regress back, but to just stay still or continue to push forward. It's okay if you kind of move with a slower pace with where it is that you're moving towards, because that does indicate that you're going to be reserving some of your energy. And although you could make minimal progress as you push against certain external circumstances that seem to be causing more friction than it is causing you to further develop yourself in whatever avenue this is referencing. Okay, they interrupted me and they stopped, and then they're showing the sword. Okay, they're showing the sword, and they're showing it in terms of like the Ace of Swords and truth and honor and self-perseverance specifically. And how if this person leans back, if this boat gets pushed back, they're going to be pushed into the sword. And although it's not fatal, it's going to be very uncomfortable. So again, they're interrupting to say, do not regress. Do not move back. And then they're pointing me to the goddess of the dreams in reverse, and they're saying, you have this information, you have this connection to spirit, you have the dreams, you have the visions, but you also have the doubts. It's okay that you have the doubts. We understand the doubts, because this is part of your progress, okay? Because then they bring me back and they say, okay, explain these 3 cards again. So they're showing this individual here, and he's holding a wound is what they're explaining. But then it transforms, starts going back and forth between two different visions, okay? So the first vision that they're telling me is this is a wound that he's shielding from you. And they're giving me the story of an individual who comes to this man with a coin, okay? And he's saying, well, he doesn't have the coin yet. You give him the coin. You give him the opportunity to allow you to leave a situation that you're not comfortable with. And this seems to be symbolic of something in your life that you're saying, okay, here's what you're looking for. Here's what you want. Please let me move forward from this, okay? So this is being honored right here, right? And then what you're not seeing, there's a big surprise on the horizon here, which is the swords right here, the King of Swords here. It's the truth embodied in a person. It's the faith embodied in a person. And when I say this, it's being described as you're going to be moving into a place in the near future, right there in the near future, that, and then they point to 3. So 3 could be significant here, 3 months potentially. That what you have envisioned prior that you seem to be in denial about for some reason is coming to fruition, is evolving, is turning, see the butterfly, so they're highlighting the butterfly of the progress of the butterfly from the egg to the caterpillar, chrysalis, butterfly. So it's like, it's transforming. And it's something, it's like seeing a butterfly, or seeing the progress of a butterfly for the first time. Would you really believe it? I mean, do you remember when you first saw that? Maybe you're in grade school. Did you actually believe that that was possible? Is that something that you could have materialized in your imagination, you know? And then they point this, they're highlighting when I say that, and they're like, imagination, imagination, imagination. Now imagine this, right? It's like things that and then they're pointing it to faith, and they're pointing it to imagination. Then they bring me, I'm like looking up, but then they bring me to the card. They're like, make a commitment, commit yourself to this vision, commit yourself to the truth, commit yourself to the truth of yourself, of being able to perceive the things that you feel and that you know. And when we say imagination, it's like they want to clarify, it's pure imagination. And we're talking not experience after experience after experience in the understanding of the soul. So it's like completely like almost like God's source, right? So it's like imagine out of something undeveloped, right? Because there's so much knowledge that's embedded within your being of things that have existed and is to become in existence through fate that is within your body. And then when they say this, they bring me to eggs, like eggs within the womb. And they're highlighting this because then they're saying how that tracks history, right? So like the woman only has so many eggs, and those eggs, through the woman's experiences in life, like it gets passed on generationally. They're highlighting this, and then they're drawing me over to the side. What are you saying? Well, it's something about the nothing set in stone, and then they're showing how this rapid, these waves, and here, so it's like something that you've prayed for, and it has something to do maybe with your offspring. No, it's an interesting way of putting it, but it's something to do with maybe your lineage in some way. But I'm really pointed to the left of my body. It's so significant to the left. It's like just the left of the card, but also the left of my body. They're wanting me to see something with the left of my body. It's almost like maybe even a creative pursuit, right? Like when you think your left brain, like maybe it's a creative pursuit is like your baby, something there. But they're highlighting this, and they're saying, with the nothing set in stone, it's like when you commit yourself to this, you have to know. And I think there's a point in you that you do know this, but there's a little bit of a stumbling, which is supposed to happen, okay? They're showing this is supposed to happen because this is part of the reward of being able to experience something in order for you to not only appreciate the next thing, but in order for you to know that it's not, I mean, let me say it so, because I'm grasping at it. It's like, we want you to experience the without to know the with. We want you to feel that, so that it's kind of like, you know, the teachers of the world. It's like, in order to teach, you had to experience that, right? In order to really it's a different impact than it is for someone that just kind of repeats things, right? That just teaches in a different way. This is like really a soul-led kind of feeling that I'm getting from this, okay? So they're saying nothing's set in stone here, right? Like, how you're feeling, these kind of feelings of a little bit lower than the way that you have is just temporary, right? That's not set in stone either. You're going to get past this, right? Like, this is not your natural state of being. It never has been your natural state of being. Even if it's where you've been at a point in time that you're kind of going back into, this is not your natural state. So just remember that and continue to focus on the positive and focus on the love. Focus on the commitment to self and to, okay, so it says, Archangel Michael, as the angel of courage and confidence, I call upon you to lend me your strength. Allow me to commit to myself, my life, and my divine purpose. Please clearly guide me so I can fully open my heart to every experience. Boom, perfect, exactly, right? As you open yourself to every experience, because you have that inner strength, because you have that commitment to yourself, to your life, to your divine purpose, then those experiences are welcome, right? Your heart is open. You are available. Those visions are not going to be denied any longer, right? So they bring me back here. And that surprise that I'm getting, right? So the guy is wearing suspenders on here. And so it seems as if when you approach here, and he's wearing two different colored shoes. So it seems like I can't see what's behind it. They're not even showing me what's behind it. But then they're saying, okay, look, I'm hiding something from you. It's like, the source is saying, what's hidden from you is, I see a chili pepper. They just showed me a long chili pepper. A long chili pepper, and then something like kind of plaid. And chili pepper and plaid. Okay. That's for someone out there. I mean, I think it's a chili pepper crayon. I don't know, like something long and red. It looks like a chili pepper to me, but I could be wrong. I don't know how that has to do with plaid. I don't know how it goes to do with anything, but that's a message. So if that resonates for you, then please take that message. So anyway, so they're showing there's a surprise. It's like, why are you wearing suspenders? Why do you have two different shoes? Why do you have this little, you know, not toboggan, but you have this wrap around your head? He's gonna reveal something. So it's a revelation, some sort of revelation. But how is this being delivered to you? Is it being delivered through another individual? Is this through spirit? Is this through, what is this through? Geez, I'm not getting clear answer. I'm seeing something green. It almost feels like a tall tree. Like you could be getting it from nature. Like source could be speaking to you through nature. So it's like maybe you look at a tree and you hear something. You know, it's like something connected to something very green and tall and wooden kind of feeling. And it's the very beginnings of something is what they want to say. So even though it's a good surprise, it's the very beginnings. Why they say this is because they bring me to these two volcanoes in the back, and the volcanoes are not showing any signs of eruption. And so that's what they explain with this is like the healing. There's like healing properties, right, in volcanic ash, like the importance or the significance or the richness, right? Like volcanic ash is very rich. You can grow some really nice stuff with volcanic in the soil of previous volcanoes, right? So they're pointing this to say there's, it's like, kind of look at this as like, you look at a volcano and you're like, whoa, I would want to avoid that at all costs. But then over time, as it becomes something a little bit more familiar to you, you're more comfortable exploring it. And then you find out somehow that it's okay to play with this. It's kind of like if they're better, it's not better, their side note is like, another example is like cooking. It's like you always follow the recipe, but then once you get so comfortable with it, and then instead of, it's like you keep messing up a recipe, and then one day you're like, you know what, let me just see what happens. And then that leads you into saying, let me start experimenting more. And then that opens your mind to the idea, oh my gosh, I could have been experimenting in the kitchen more than I ever thought that I could, because that's the way that I felt comfortable, or that's the way that I learned it, right? So with the volcano, it's like you start realizing I can experiment a little bit more with this, and then that's when you start planting different things and it becomes even more fruitful, right? So it's whatever you felt put off by, scared by, and it has to do with your intuition. It could even be exactly that, of trusting yourself, right? But whatever it is that you feel guided to, but you feel repelled by or denied by, the more that you feel comfortable, is almost like exposure therapy, the more that you're going to feel safe in it. And the more that you feel safe in it, the more you start realizing, I can experiment more. And it's such an expansive way of perceiving this that it leads into something much more broad than you had anticipated, right? So that baker or that cook becomes some well-renowned, world-renowned, well-known cook, baker, whatever. Or it's like you discover some sort of food that is helping people, sustain people in all places, right? Or it's, all of these different things, right? Like medical revelation in cooking, or with the ashes, as the volcano, and all of the things that benefit just from that discovery, because you were willing to trust yourself. So they do want to highlight that this is very, 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 very big, much bigger than maybe you are giving yourself credit for. That what you are really capable when you live in your divine purpose is going to really, truly be seen, not just felt from yourself and felt from others and seen from others, something that really is that divine mission, that divine feeling, that divine energy passed through many, 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 many others. So that is your reading, group number 1, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye. Number 2, so I'm seeing a specific message here, and because this is a general reading, then just bear with me. Maybe skip ahead if you feel that you need to, but I'm gonna just start with the specific message that I'm getting here for someone, or maybe like a small group of people. Which is, the first thing I'm getting is explore your options, okay? This is the Archangel Michael card, and it says that the prayer is, Dear God, thank you for your wisdom and love, helping me see, understand, and assess all of my alternative options. Please guide me in the best direction for my health, happiness, and life's purpose. And it's being focused on the word health, and then as I say that, that transforms the rest of the deck into a position of someone who is no longer in communication with you. For the majority of you, this would be someone who has crossed over. Now, I'm not saying if this is a person or if this is an animal, because this is going to be different for those that this particular message resonates with, because I am seeing in some of these that there is an animal, and then I'm also seeing a significance to an animal. So whether this is someone who has passed away that has an animal named after this person, whether there's an animal that seems to have the same personalities, or if they pick up on some sort of energies, that you see around the house. So you feel like they're noticing someone who has crossed over. There is a significance here for some of you or all of you to an animal, and then the rest of you or all of you connected to an individual who has either crossed over or is in the process of potentially crossing over, or just not being able to communicate. So their faculties are starting to fail them. So I'm also seeing here in these cards with Show the World the Real You, it's this expression of faith and in being represented through your release of emotions. I'm also being drawn to the Queen of Swords in this particular one, where there seems to be an indication from this individual that we're referencing that they want you to be able to not have any regrets over how you feel about the circumstances. And with Explore Your Options here, they're highlighting that you're making the best decisions at that time. So even if you regret maybe how you've acted, you are receiving their forgiveness irregardless. And there's a feeling of wanting you to just move forward or continue forward from this, and to know that they are in a prosperous state of being mentally. They are in a safe place. So that seems to be the pronounced message here that I needed to get through to some of you. So let me see what other messages as I kind of look at these and see if it transforms into something else. So what I'm getting is these two connected right here, okay? The 9 of Cups and then the 5 of Pentacles. And I'm seeing this as someone who has it all, but also feels like there's something missing here, right? With the 5 of Pentacles, they're showing it in multiple ways. There seems to be a beggar energy though that's kind of surrounding you. So it seems like someone surrounding you, there's a little point, okay? I don't know, warning would necessarily be the word. It's just being highlighted to you to just be aware that there may be people that, because you are accumulating such abundance in some particular avenue of your life, then there's going to be people that are going to be wanting some sort of kickback from whatever it is that you're kind of developing for yourself. They're going to want a piece of that pie, okay? There's also that energy here of saying, well, I have the 9 of Cups, but where is that 10 of Cups? And that 10 of Cups is being derived from source. It's from an inner state of being, because the Pentacles here, they're showing it as you are fulfilled. You have the 10 of Cups. You also have the 9 of Cups, right? So you have that feeling of peace and conclusion, but you also have that feeling of that excitement and, almost like an independent feeling here. I mean, she is by herself, but there's almost like this lustful chase, okay? And then they kind of put me into maybe a more romantic sense where they're saying, it's like the honeymoon stage for the 9 of Cups, and then it's the 10 of Cups where it's that more settled, trusting, connected connection, right? So we look for a sign here, and the electricity that's kind of being bolted right here, and then the rainbow, they're highlighting this because it's like being highlighted to enjoy the moment, enjoy this new energy, this surge of energy, this kind of unknown. It's a feeling of having so much ahead of you, right? And so just enjoy that. Be cautious and be aware of where you might be hiding things about yourself. It's a place of honoring your truth, honoring your successes as well. It's like, don't dim yourself just to make other people comfortable. Be comfortable in being yourself, okay? And then with the prosperity here and explore your options, the explore your options, I feel, is just being guided of saying, hey, we recognize that you've explored your options. We recognize you are continuously exploring your options. Keep going in the direction that you are. You're doing really great, and this is a very prosperous time for you, and it's going to continuously be. And even highlight the lotuses here, and then a little bit of the lotuses on either side, honestly. But this one seems to have, well, when I look closer, they're flowers, but the way it looks from further away, they look like butterflies. Those look like flowers to me. So it seems to say there's that grounded transformation, and then this light, airy kind of transformation. So there's a really beautiful complexity to the way that you are, and honor this, continue to honor this. And then they show this, what is that? I've never noticed that. I think they're two ladybugs or something, but it looks like a big old, like, fancy little caterpillar, you know, like a yellow and red, like the toys. That's what it looks like, the toy caterpillars. So that might be a specific message. It's a toy caterpillar. But they're showing this toy caterpillar as like you're a muse, like you're the inspiration for people. And it's a muse. It's muse and a muse. Like, people are entertained, enraptured by you, especially when you are you. Like, when you are really, like, hitting your stride, being yourself, not hiding anything, just living in the fullness of who you are. Because even when you're hiding yourself, you're still who you are, right? Like, that's still something you're feeling, and so you're experiencing, so you're expressing that outwardly. So that is still something that is captivating people. But when you really explode into the light, oh my gosh, it's huge. It's you know, amazing. It's beautiful. And so they show Alice in Wonderland. Okay, so again, that might be something specific for someone, but they show Alice in Wonderland in the sense of there's this, again, a complexity and a maturity and intelligence to, let's say, the book, right, of Alice in Wonderland. It takes such a unique individual to write the book, and then to read the book, and to understand the book, and then read it again and understand it some more, so on and so forth, and just being pulled into the story of Alice in Wonderland. That is what you do for people. They feel immersed in your light and in your energy. And so Source really wants you to recognize this even more. Just remember this is what they're saying, so that if you ever feel that question of, ooh, am I being a little too boastful here? No. No. You continue being you. So that is the message I see for you guys. Oh, no. Stop. I just got drawn to this card, the Six of Wands, and the bushes, and I'm watching you. I'm watching you from, like, a vantage point. So this is being highlighted because they want you to know someone's watching you. Someone significant. Someone important to... It's almost like, okay, if maybe you're on social media or something, but it's like, you never know who's watching you. You never know. So it's not be on your best behavior, but put on the best show. You show off, because you never know who's watching you. All right, so that's what I see for you guys. and then highlight this. Show the world the real you. Absolutely. All right. I'll see you guys later. Bye. Number 3. So the message I'm getting here is something to do specifically with the world. So I don't know if this is you shielding yourself from the world, you distancing yourself, or having some sort of miscommunication with someone online, or a miscommunication with someone that you mostly connect to through social media or through your phone. You know, it's like some distance, right? When I get this particular world in your spread, it feels like something that is not physically surrounding me. This is like a distance. I feel that, a physical distance, okay? Or this could be someone that now you are in some sort of disconnect with in some way, or people that you could be in disconnect with in some capacity. And then the Archangel Michael card here, it says, forgive yourself. You've done nothing wrong. The prayer says, I ask that you help me let go of self-blame and forgive myself. Please guide me in the releasing of any toxic anger or fear towards others. Thank you, Archangel Michael, for allowing me to feel centered and at peace. And look at what it's sitting right beside. It's the angels of the 7 chakras in reverse. It's this feeling that I get, especially of the lower chakras, to pay attention to that and to focus on, well, it's a release of power, and it's a release of fear and ungroundedness, because the way I'm seeing it here is this person's meditating, but they have closed, tight fists. So it's like going through the motions, but not connecting to it mentally, not connecting to it spiritually. It's a feeling of kind of having that clenched kind of heart, right? Even with the word weight, is like, that's the element. It's like, oh, you see, you kind of like tighten up, and almost like the way that I'm sitting, and when I say this, it's like my shoulders curl inward into like a shell, right? And then my back feels hunched. And so it's this feeling of protecting the heart, but in protecting this vital part of your being, you're also restricting yourself. You're restricting yourself in presence, and you're restricting your blood flow as well in order to get to that vital piece of yourself. And so the channeled message here is you're going to be moving into the phase of releasing all of this, and into a place of more peace and a place of feeling safe. So don't really feel like this is the end. Let your body represent what it is that's going to be materialized in the world. So convey that message to your body that you're safe. Convey that message to your body that you're strong. Convey that message that you're confident and you're balanced. And let that be the key to opening yourself to the available energies that's going to allow you to figure out what it is that you need to say in this particular situation, or what it is that you need to do to resolve whatever this is, even if it's nothing but waiting. Because right here, it's peeking over the side, is communication is key. That means communication is very important here. And then it highlights this, the world. It's like, the way I'm seeing it is like someone's going to communicate with you. So you could just have to wait, and not just wait in doing nothing. It's an active wait. An active wait in finding unclenched fists and turning this upright, right? Turning that into a more balanced state of being. When I look at this, I am highlighting her foot. Her foot looks like it's hurt. So I don't know if that's a specific message for someone, that you have a cramp in your foot, or it's like heavy. It's a heavy path, or it's a heavy thing to ask, or it's a painful thing to experience, or painful thing to ask, or what occurred is like, I want this resolved. They're even showing me a buffalo. So it's like this, they show me like water, and then a water buffalo. So it's like, no matter the turmoil I want to get through this. But in this particular situation, Source is really explaining that we would really appreciate it for you to wait on this. It's not about trudging forward. It's about taking a step back and then finding it within you of saying, am I balanced here? Or am I doing this from a place of restriction? Am I doing this from a place of fear? Am I doing this from a place that, you know, is kind of built on the momentum of what I experienced? This will pass. Again, communication is going to pick back up and it's going to be resolved. So just be patient in this. And they're showing these right here of some individual that has a heightened emotion coming to you. You're being represented here as a woman, first of all, Queen of Pentacles, where this is you in your element, you being balanced, you displaying practicality, good communication, a balanced emotion, and I'm also being drawn to all of the plant material in this particular card. So this person is in a desolate volcanic area. Even the air is impure, and this is the purified state, the growth state. So they're asking you to be here, and I'm seeing this draped over her. So again, where that restriction was, that green right here is represented as angelic presence. So they're saying lead with your heart and the faith of angelic presence, that you are protected, and that's going to be multi-beneficial for you, because again, your health is improving, the way that you communicate, the way that you feel balanced, all of this is going to recalibrate, and you're going to not ever, in this particular scenario, I don't feel, at least in a major way, question the way in which you communicate with this person and connect with this person. Again, with the way they're showing this in the background, they're showing a picture of that's like your vocal cords. So again, wait on what you're gonna say. You know, you need to just forgive yourself. You didn't do anything wrong here. Okay, we'll repeat it. This is a prayer. I ask that you help me let go of self-blame and forgive myself. Please guide me in the releasing any toxic anger or fear towards others. Thank you, Archangel Michael, for allowing me to feel centered and at peace. So that's the message here. You're fine. You didn't do anything wrong. Just wait on this. Give it a little bit of time. You're going to see it's going to pick back up. You just work on centering yourself in the meantime. Okay, group number 3, that is your message. And I will see you in my next video. Bye.